Ready?
Right.
Hi, I'm Jessica from Bridgeport Worldwide.
And I'm David.
And we're here today to talk to you a little bit about Tectus Hinges. We are calling ourselves the hardware hipsters.
Hardware hipsters, yeah.
Which is a terrible name, but we're drinking IPAs and I have blue hair, so it makes sense. If you have any other suggestions for names, just let us know.
Sure.
So yeah, we're going to do a run through very quickly of Tectus Hinges, which is a concealed hinge from Simonswerk. David here is our product manager, and he's actually went to visit Simonswerk. So
that's right. Last summer, I was able to go to the factory and see where these beautiful hinges are made. They're great people there. It's a small town in Germany, which I won't try to pronounce, but the train goes right there, and they have a great little village. So
yeah.
If you're ever in Germany, go see them.
So we're going to start first with the most basic hinges. If you have a solid core wood door, the hinge that you want to use is either the 240, the 340, 540, 640, so on. So Tectus hinges range in size and in weight capacity. So this is the 240, being the smallest, and it has its own weight rating, of course. And then we have this beast, which is the 645 hinge. Again, each one has its own weight rating and its own, unique features, but they're ultimately just larger versions of each other. You want to talk a little bit about the weight ratings?
Sure, yeah. So they go, basically this one's about 88 pounds per door leaf, and this one goes all the way up to 661 pounds. So pretty great range.
Yeah.
You could find all detailed information at our website, tectus.info. Again, we won't bore you with too many details, but
yeah, a couple things you will want to know. Throughout this standard series of regular applications, every hinge, and you'll see it here, is very close to the front face of the door. And this is for a very specific reason. It allows the door to open the full 180 degrees. We've seen a lot of applications where someone calls and says the door is binding, and that is because they've either mortised it farther within the door or they've centered it in the door. So you want to make sure you don't do that. That's one of the most
big mistake.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. Typically, you only need 2 hinges per door. That's because they are tested that way, right?
Right, yeah, exactly. 2 hinges per door, as long as your door leaf is 8 feet or under. Once you get above that, you want to move up to a 3rd hinge just to keep the door leaf straight, but you don't get any extra capacity with that 3rd hinge.
Yeah, we get that question a lot too. A lot of people will call and ask, if this is rated for 88 pounds, if I put 4, will it double that weight capacity? And that is not correct. No. So whenever you are putting these in a door, you want it to be within the weight rating of that hinge.
That's right. Plus the additional hinges make it harder to do the 3-dimensional adjustment.
Yeah.
Which is one of the great features of the hinge. So you want to use as few hinges as possible.
Yeah. At another point, we're going to do another video that will show you how to do the adjustment and how to do installation. But this one, we're just doing kind of a basic, run through. So if your door is not a solid core wood door and you have a special application, Tectus has created a couple hinges that will help you out there. So let me pull one of these. First is the 541 hinge. And what this does, this is the 541, and you'll see this one's a little bit more offset. It allows you to have your door, which is this is the door face, flush with drywall, which is all the rage right now, which we sell a ton of these.
That's true.
And this right now, this is 1/2 inch or 5/8?
14 millimeters, so it's a little more than half, a little less than 5/8. So if you're using 5/8 inch drywall, you might have to shave your drywall down
right
just a little bit.
Yeah, right where the hinge is located. So you just notch that out a little bit.
Exactly.
So other than the 541, the other special application that they came up with is the 8/8 series of hinges. And what these allow is this beautiful mirror, and in the mirror you might see the phone that we're recording on. It allows a cladding to be applied to the front face of the door.
That's right.
8 millimeter cladding.
Right. So you could use it on a door without cladding and still set it back to 8 millimeters. There's special templating for that.
Yeah, because if not, you'll end up busting through the front face of your door, and nobody wants that.
No, not at all.
Oh, I'm taking a step, sorry. So the A8, you'll see, the 8 stands for 8 millimeters. But if you end up putting a cladding on your door that's beyond the 8 millimeters, what can happen is your door is going to bind, whether it's at 90 degrees or a little bit further than that, and it can do damage to whatever you have applied on the front face of your door. Sometimes we'll see like a molding applied at the bottom because they want the wall to look continuous with the door to look continuous with their wall. And if you do end up doing that, what you want to do is either restrict the door from opening. You have to figure out at what point it's going to bind, and then restrict the door from opening all the way. And you would use an overhead concealed closer for that?
Yeah, I would recommend an overhead concealed closer. Just again, the reason you're using the hinge is you want pretty frameless opening.
Yeah, you don't want.
You don't want to see a lot of hardware, so an overhead concealed closer would be a great idea.
Yeah, and then these you can look at yourself in, which is lovely. So, next up is the fire rated. These are all fire rated for 20 minutes. Everything we've talked about so far.
Besides the 240.
Besides the 240 and the 541.
And the 541.
Those two are not. Those don't have a UL fire rating. But 240, 340, so on, they all have 20 minutes. But the 526, which I believe that is.
This is a 526 hinge. This has has a 3-hour fire rating. This is made out of stainless steel. They
304 stainless, right? I think.
Right.
Yeah.
Standard. You can get it in marine grade stainless as well. And they also make a 527, which is made out of mild steel. So a little bit less expensive, but still gives you the fire rating that you need.
Yeah. The other thing with the 526 is you can use that one in exterior applications.
True.
The 527 you can't because of the mild steel, but the stainless you can use outdoors. But both are fire rated for 3 hours. Yes. And then there's the 62688, which is also made of stainless steel. It has that same wide throw as the other 88s do, but it still has the 3-hour fire rating.
Right.
And it's good for exterior use.
Right.
So that's kind of like, the king of hinges.
The king of hinges. Maybe we should get like a little crown for it or something.
I would love that.
Yeah,
that would be good.
Nice.
So what's next? Energy hinges?
Energy, yeah.
What do we got?
We have energy.
I do have an energy hinge. So why don't you tell us a little bit about energies while I pull these samples?
So the energy hinge, first of all, to avoid confusion, the hinge isn't itself energized.
Energized, no.
The energy hinge allows basically a pass-through. If you have something like a card reader in a door or something, or like
electric
lights,
mortise lock or something like that, LED
Exactly.
panel that you want to hook up.
you want to get power into your door, you'd use the energy hinge, and it provides a pathway for the electricity to get into the door.
So you basically run a cable through your door side that goes to whatever device you're hooking up, and through your frame side to your control, or what is it?
Just to the building electricity.
Yeah. So there's 2 ways that you can do this. There's energy cables, which you order with the hinge. They come in 3 and 10 meter lengths, and you again run those through, and then you hardwire those to whatever device or your power source. Or you can order universal adapters, and you use those when the device that you're hooking up already has its own cables or wiring, and then you hardwire that to the universal adapter.
That's right.
Yeah.
The thing to remember though, you want to be careful once you get your energy hinge. There's a small cable behind the knuckle in here. You probably can't see it, but if you damage that somehow in handling the hinge before it's in your door,
bad news. Yeah.
It's bad news. You can't replace that ribbon itself. You have to replace the whole hinge.
Yeah, so it could be a pretty expensive thing. So you want to be a little extra careful handling, installing, and you don't want to make that mistake.
Yeah.
The other thing we really just wanted to talk about briefly, and again, we'll probably get into this a little bit further in a different video, is the installation. There is a universal milling jig, and we're going to pull that and show that to you. But, oh, here we go. It's heavy, sorry. This is what it looks like. It goes on You're probably better at this than I am. I don't know about the installation.
I don't know that much either, but this is basically the way it works. And essentially, you use this dial to clamp this in on your door. And there's a small pin
Down here, yeah.
right here. This is one of the templates. Again, each hinge has its own series. Multiple templates for each hinge.
This
and
one
fits
that we're
right in.
this one in particular has 2 steps on each side, 2 on the door and 2 on the frame, because there is a 2-step mortise. There's a deep plunge and a shallow mortise.
Right.
Yeah. So this is the deep plunge, I believe, or no?
This would be step 1. So this would be the shallower depth.
Gotcha.
And then you just take that off, put on your deeper plunge mortise, again using the same pin. Voila.
Ta-da!
Perfect, beautiful.
You got hinges. All of a sudden, it's done.
your door's mortise, everybody goes home.
Easy peasy. You know, done.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah, so we hope that you found this video helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to give us a call. Bridgeport Worldwide, bridgeportworldwide.com, tectushinges.com. And yeah, let us know what you think.
Yeah, we also, they come in a bunch of finishes.
Finishes.
We're not going to talk really much about that because we already did a video on that. So visit our YouTube page and you can check out all the finishes. The lovely Jessica, unfortunately, is not in that video. You just get me, but it's a good one.
Yeah. That's
So,
it, I guess.
That's it. All
Thanks,
right.
guys.
Thanks. Bye.
Sweet. We did it.
That's it. It's perfect.
It is
You don't have to do it again.
perfect.